Finally, we've got some real news to talk about today as the Atlanta Falcons are planning to re-sign outside linebacker Lorenzo Carter. The former Georgia Bulldog came over from the G-Men after as Adam Schefter would say, he struggled to catch on with the Giants. But with the Falcons, he found a pretty good home, I thought, last season, and I'm a fan of this move. Ian Rappaport, the first one to break the news early this Tuesday morning, tweeting out the Falcons free agent pass rusher Lorenzo Carter is headed back into the building today in Atlanta, set to sign a 2-year deal, sources say. Off the free agent board, Atlanta keeps one of their productive young players. NFL free agency will kick off officially/unofficially on Monday. That's when the legal tampering can commence. And then officially on Wednesday. But the Falcons do not let Lorenzo Carter test the free agent waters. They're planning to bring him back on a 2-year deal. Don't have the exact facts and figures of what that 2-year deal will look like, but I'm going to guess it's going to be 2 years, $10 million. It's not going to be that much. There won't be a ton of guaranteed money. So if Lorenzo Carter shows up to camp and he's not in shape, Atlanta could get out of it, no big deal. Or if they want to move on after one season, there's probably not a lot of big money sunk into this. Now, anytime any sort of Falcons free agency news or rumors break out, well, we've got you guys covered, which is why you got to be subscribed to the channel. Like I said, the big dance really starts next week, and there's going to be a flurry of stuff coming down the pipeline, and you don't want to be left out. So make sure to subscribe to the best Falcons YouTube channel out there. Let's look at the Lorenzo Carter stats from this past season. 58 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 2 pass breakups. Lorenzo Carter, I thought, was a good rotational piece on this defense. I say rotational. That's not even true. He played probably upwards of 80% of the snaps. But ultimately, the Falcons need to find a new pass rushing identity. They've really been searching for that for over a half decade at this point. And when you look at the 2022 sack leaders, I like Grady Jarrett having 6 sacks. I don't love Grady Jarrett having to be this team's sack leader. That's really not what his purpose is on this team. There should be another edge rusher, another pass rusher who gets double-digit sacks. But Lorenzo Carter was second on the team with 4 sacks, so you can't be unexcited about this move because you're bringing back your number 2 sack leader last season. Hopefully that's not the case again in 2023, or if it is, hopefully number 2 doesn't have 4 sacks. But let me know. What's your one-word reaction to Lorenzo Carter coming back to Atlanta? This is the pinned comment, by the way, so sometimes YouTube likes to put an ad break around this spot. If they do, take advantage of it. Go down to the pinned comment and give me your one-word reaction. My one-word reaction? More. This cannot be the end of the line, and I don't expect it to be the end of the line for the Falcons' pursuit of finding more and better pass rushers in free agency or through the draft, right? This cannot be the point where the Atlanta Falcons and Terry Fontenot go, all right, we can check this box. We're moving on right now. We have re-signed Lorenzo Carter. We can put our gloves down and say we have done everything we need to do to shore up the edge rushing spot. No, there needs to be more. They've got to be more aggressive in free agency and in the draft to bring in more talent at this spot, which has been sorely lacking for quite some time now. Some other notable free agent pass rushers to keep an eye on for next week. Yannick Ngakoue from the Colts. He had a great, he's bounced around a ton, right? He's been an ultimate rainbow jersey guy. He's been with a handful of teams, but he had a good season with the Colts last year. I thought he was really solid with the Raiders the year before that. Draymond Jones is another name to watch for. He's been getting a lot of buzz lately. 6.5 sacks last year for Denver, former third-round pick. This could be a very coveted free agent target. Zach Allen with the Cardinals, he's just gotten better year after year, and I don't know if Arizona wants to spend biggish money on a player when they seem to be somewhat retooling. Bud Dupree I tossed on there just because he got released from the Titans the other day, and, well, you know how free agency works. Anytime a notable name gets released, every single fan from all 31 other teams go, I want that player because I know that name. And then there's Marcus Davenport, who might know the new Falcons defensive coordinator, Nielsen, as he was the Saints defensive line coach. So wouldn't be shocked if Nielsen comes in there and goes, Davenport has had some injury histories, but when he's healthy, he's a very solid contributor. New Orleans hasn't seen that. I don't really think they'll bring it back, but maybe Nielsen vouches for him in Atlanta. So those are just 5 names to keep an eye on. There's a bunch others too. I mean, the free agency class for edge rusher isn't super rich, but it's not as bad as, say, wide receiver is. So there are some good names to keep an eye on for the Falcons in free agency. We're going to get to more analysis of this move in just a second, but St. Patrick's Day is just like a week away right now, 10 days away, and you don't want to be the only guy or girl at the bar not wearing green, and then you get pinched. So get this awesome Atlanta Falcons football St. Patty's t-shirt. Go to chatsports.com/FalconsGreen. I've already put that link in the comments and the description of today's show, so check them out. You'll get this awesome shirt before St. Patrick's Day. To recycle and go back to the Lorenzo Carter news here, I like this move. I really do. I think this is a solid move for the Falcons, building on one of their better players on defense last year. Plus, if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, it's always fun when your Saturday and your Sunday team collide. But Lorenzo Carter, like we said, 4 sacks, 6 tackles for loss. At one point, he looked like a decently big-ish bust for the Giants, but hopefully this is just the start of Lorenzo Carter building on something and becoming a great Falcons pass rusher for the next couple of seasons. At the end of the day, it's a 2-year contract. Like I said, that is not much guaranteed most likely, so it's not like they're really glued to him if things don't work out. But Lorenzo Carter, for a guy who stepped into the Atlanta Falcons locker room last year with, I would say, low expectations and outperformed and exceeded what I thought he would do in 2022. I'm excited about this move. I like this move. I just want there to be more moves like this for the Falcons. This cannot be the line in the sand where they go, we have now completed our search for an edge rusher. No, there will be more marquee, big-name edge rushers coming to Atlanta, hopefully. Lorenzo Carter is just the first domino, but he will not be the last. Now, speaking of free agency, give me a name of a player you want Atlanta to sign, right? We looked at 5 other names. Was it one of those 5 guys, or is it someone else? Let me know who you want Fontenot and the Falcons to sign in free agency. That's going to do it for us on today's show. Listen, don't only subscribe for the best Falcons YouTube coverage, but chances are I'll be standing in front of this camera talking to you guys in a couple of hours if some Caleb McGarry news breaks. So you definitely don't want to miss a thing, which is why you got to subscribe. Get the best Falcons YouTube content out there. We'll sign off and see you guys later with more Falcons free agency news and rumors.